I'm Richard Hughes. I'm a lifelong resident of Luzerne County. I was raised and live in Mountaintop, Pennsylvania, and I'm running for the Court of Common Pleas of Luzerne County. I believe in judicial independence. I believe that a judge needs to be able to evaluate a case on the facts and the merits of the case, applying the law. And there are a number of things that I look for in a judge. I look for character, integrity, honesty, their knowledge and experience. I'm at 47. I believe I'm ready to move up to the position of judge based upon my background. I graduated from law school in 1986 from Washington Lee University, and I returned, and after passing the bar, joined my dad in practice under the name of Hughes and Hughes. He had started his practice in 1946 or 1947 after he returned from Europe in World War II. With him, I learned a great deal practicing on the civil side. We worked in areas of banking and estate planning, real estate, and estate administration. During that same time, I was appointed as a part-time assistant district attorney by the Honorable Coriel Stevens. And that was a great period in my legal career. I worked my way up from initially handling misdemeanors up to the point where I was a senior trial assistant handling homicides. After my dad died in 1991, I moved and did some defense work, civil defense work, the whole time while still serving in the DA's office. When I left the DA's office, I served 8 years as a solicitor for the sheriff's office. And that was another job that gave me great hands-on experience, especially in the area of mortgage foreclosure and in civil process, because I was the individual charged with advising the sheriff's office on that. There was a period of time that I also ran the legal services office in Hazleton. That's an office that serves the poor. And that was interesting for me as I got to see a whole different area of the law, things that affected the poor, and I got to fight for their rights. Most recently, I'm in private practice by myself, a sole proprietor, and I handle municipal law. I represent a number of municipalities, and I represent zoning hearing boards. I also do civil litigation, estate planning, estate administration, and real estate. I have also returned to my love of prosecuting. The current district attorney invited me to join the district attorney's office this year to come in and try major cases. And so I'm back where I began, and an area that I feel is very important for society. I serve on a number of boards. I'm on the Luzerne Foundation Board. I serve on the Wyoming Seminary Board of Trustees. I'm on the board for the Home for Homeless Women, as well as I'm president of the 44th Cemetery, and I'm on the Hollenbeck Cemetery Board. I'm on a number of other boards as well, and I'm active with the Bar Association, where I chair the Fines and Forfeitures Committee. This last year, I co-chaired the golf tournament for pancreatic cancer, and we were able to raise over $21,000. That's an area that hits near and dear to me, as my mother died from that disease in 1986. I think I've always been interested in law. My father was a lawyer. I was very proud of him. He was extremely well thought of by his peers and in the community. So when I went to college, I was a classics major, studying Latin and Greek, which really could have taken me in a number of directions. But I always had my eye on heading to law school with the goal of coming back to practice with him. And fortunately, I was able to do that for 5 years. My family is terrific. I have a wife, Ruth, who I met in law school. She's moved here with me from the state of Mississippi, and we have 3 great kids. Our daughter, Callie, is our oldest. She's 19, and she's a freshman in college. Our daughter, Ellen, is 17, and she's a senior in high school, will be heading off to college next year. And then our son, Richard, is bringing up the pack. He's age 11 and in 5th grade. I'd have to say the most rewarding stories probably do come out of the DA's office for me. I love my private practice, and I am happy to say that most of my clients turn out to be my friends, and I don't need to advertise. I always go by referral in building my practice. But the DA's office gives you great self-worth. When you're prosecuting a case and you're working with the police and you see it through and you get a conviction and you see how happy the victims are with what you've been able to do for them, that's the greatest feeling. And I have been with the DA's office, as I said. I started there and served 4 years. I'm now back as an assistant district attorney handling major cases, and I've handled 3 homicides in my career. In each of those cases, they're tragic cases, and in each case we were able to get a conviction of first degree, and each of the defendants is serving life in prison. While that doesn't bring back the individual that was killed in each of those cases, it helps the family tremendously to see that justice prevailed.